Interpreter. Interpreter is a person who interprets a speech from one language into another. An interpreter is not a translator, unlike what many people think. Translators translate written documents, interpreters interpret speeches. Common interpreting modes are as follows. Consecutive interpreting. Consecutive interpreter listens to the speaker, takes notes and delivers interpretation when the speaker pauses. Speakers are advised to stope every 1 or 2 minutes, but there are times when a speech may last 10 minutes and interpreter is expected to recover every word of it. Consecutive interpreting requires public speaking and body language skills. It is much more difficult than many people assume. Simultaneous interpreting. Simultaneous interpreter sits in a booth wearing a pair of headphones and speaks into a microphone. The booth is the workplace of a conference interpreter. Whispered interpreting. Chuckadage. Interpreter sits behind the client or uses a headset and silently whispers the interpretation to the ears of the person. No booth is used and therefore whisper interpreting is only suitable for very short interventions. Whispered interpreting is simultaneous interpreting. One interpreter cannot work alone for longer than an hour. Liaison. Bilateral. Interpreting. Interpreter accompanies a delegation and not only interprets during meetings but also assists in many ways, including meals, immigration, travels, etc. Bilateral interpreting typically requires mediation and intercultural communication skills. Community interpreting. This is mostly consecutive interpreting but may be a blend of simultaneous, whispered, and bilateral. Community interpreting is mostly performed at courts, police stations, hospitals, and immigration centers. Remote interpreting. As the name connotes, this is when interpreter is not present in the same room with the audience but joins the session from a remote location. Remote interpreting can be done both consecutively and also simultaneously. Excellent internet connection, high-quality audio and video equipment, and a solid remote interpreting platform are required for a good remote interpreting experience.